Hi.
Hi, Paula. How are you?
Great, actually great.
Yeah.
Because I'm home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're always home in Belgium.
Yes,
Your second
always.
home.
My second home, yes.
Okay, we want to talk about who is Paula, and you have a lot of knowledge. You have a lot of experience as a dog groomer, as a competitor, and as a wonderful person. So it would be an honor if you would share all your knowledge and inspire actually all the groomers worldwide. So that is why we have a chit chat.
Yeah.
Okay, so my first question is actually like, how did it all start for you, and what's your experience when you started the dog grooming industry? And did you actually immediately know this is what was your calling, your passion? How did you experience actually the start of the beginning of your career?
Actually, for me, it was like I started really late in life, dog grooming, because I graduated University of Biology and I watched a lot of documentaries. So Animal Planet was my go-to channel. So I saw Groomer Has It. And I told my husband, "Oh, this is what I want to do." And he said, "You're crazy. You're a teacher." And I said, "No, this is what I want to do." So I looked for a course. I went there for a month. I almost killed my teacher because I was always asking question about another question and another question. It was like mind blowing for me to all these jobs, and I said this is what I want to do all my life. So since then I just went everywhere after the people that I saw on Facebook. I traveled all over the Europe to seminars, to workshops, to grooming competitions. So I just learned.
So you actually stopped your job because
Yes.
you did something else, and you combined the education with your job, and then you quit your job.
No, I just stopped and went for a month to take the course, the grooming course. Then I went back home and I rented a space and opened my salon. I opened it, and after the first 3 months, I was so happy because I changed my agenda. In the first 3 months, I have a small one, and in one page it was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. In the next page was the next day, and after 3 months, I get a big agenda with a day for a full page. So I was fully booked after 3 months.
From my experience, because we're on the same boat, I had a very long journey from my own experience, and I never stopped learning. I always said the moment I stopped learning, I would never be in the grooming industry anymore, because every day is a learning day. But if you could give, if you wish you had one piece of advice at the moment you start your education or your grooming, what would it be? What you missed, like a piece you missed, or what advice would you wish you had at the moment you start?
Most important thing that I wish somebody told me, learn to say no. This is the most important thing, because us as groomers, we are empaths, we want to do the best for the dogs, but not the best for ourselves. So we need to take care of ourselves and to put a price on our work.
Yeah, I
So
think, yeah.
yeah, so that's the most important thing. And the other, don't make a concession. So if you are, somebody asks you not to do the entire job that you are supposed to do on one dog, or to change your own way, your own thinking, don't do it. Just believe in yourself and what you are doing, and do that.
As a dog groomer, from my opinion, um, it's actually also my passion to educate and to advise and to help other groomers and specifically students. It's our next generation. We have to take care of our next generation in the grooming industry. So if you have like a top 3 of advices, what's really important as a student from the moment you start your education, what would be the top 3 of advices you would give to the new people, the students, the new groomers in our industry? What would you advise them?
So, as a first advice, just go to grooming seminars and see with what teachers do you resonate, because all of us are really different people. So, maybe you click or you don't click with a specific person, despite the fact that you like that person grooming, but maybe as people you don't resonate. So then you will force yourself to be there and to try to learn from somebody that you don't resonate as a person, so you will start to hate your job and what you're doing. And another piece of advice, always invest in good quality products for grooming, because I always said, because I'm coming from Romania, we are too poor to buy cheap things. Yeah, that's the truth, because if it's better to save money and buy a good quality brush than to buy like 3 brushes in a month that will not help you. Well,
and you get a better result with better products. That's normal,
and they make your life much more easier. So better result, easier grooming. So
and what's your third point? Like your third advice, you would really what's really important?
Don't never forget that the pets are the family members. So they are not objects.
No,
they are living beings. So we don't groom puppets. We groom living beings. So.
It's always somebody's child actually. You're grooming.
So always keep that in mind.
Yeah, it's true. If you make a decision, not actually a decision, but it's like a calling. I want to learn to be a dog groomer. What skills you really need to have to become a dog groomer? Like, if you want to be a good cook in a restaurant, it's not only making dinner and making dishes and making nice things. You have to have the passion and the call. So if you want to be a dog groomer, what skills you really need to have to become a dog groomer?
First of all, you have to be really patient in whatever you're doing, because if you are hurrying up, you will mess up everything. You will mess up yourself, you will mess up your dog, you will mess up the grooming.
So you have to be a patient person.
And after that, you have to be really consistent on what you're doing. Be an artist. You have to have that artist view, because
you have to be creative
to see the end result. Because if in my case, when somebody brings me a dog, I already see and know what I can do with that dog and what will be the end result. So this is the most important thing, to have the vision. So this is the artist calling. More than that, you have to have very good motor skills. So because we have to train our body to do some certain tasks, so we have to repeat those tasks every day. So this is some skills.
So you have to be creative for sure, because it's a creative job. You have to be patient, and actually you have to be ready to like go to the fitness every day, but in your grooming shop.
And you don't have to be really sensitive about the smells and So because gross things happen in a grooming salon, so you have to deal with a lot of shit, literally.
Yeah, and I think actually sometimes this is difficult because a dog groomer needs to be a creative person, but like the economy goes now, you also have to be a business person.
Yeah, that's really hard.
So that's actually a very big challenge sometimes because a creative person is not always a good business person and vice versa. So yeah, I think also for the day now it's really um, it grows very fast in the grooming industry. There are a lot of groomers, but to have a successful business, you also have to be a business person.
Yeah, and you have to be consistent in
Yeah.
what you're doing. That's another thing.
I see that the industry is really growing fast as people behind, as a woman behind the scenes, actually, behind the products and behind the materials. We see that it's really going. It's a fast train in the grooming industry, but what changes or trends did you know that you are seeing now in the grooming industry that wasn't there like 5 years ago?
Now the emphasis is more on the natural, on the spa treatments, on the well-being of the dog,
Yeah.
which is great. But and the other part is now everybody is making dolls look like dolls, just to post the pictures on the social media.
Yeah, social media
Yeah,
changed a lot.
social media changed a lot, and a lot of students and young dog groomers,
Yeah.
they are just so sad because they cannot perform on that level. But
What's normal? What's normal?
somebody must tell them that a lot of those grooms are used with made with Photoshop, the final pictures, and with a lot of AI tools nowadays.
Yeah.
So yeah, in reality, it's really different thing than what we see in social media. So we have to learn how to make the difference between social media and regular dog grooming.
Yeah, the daily job in the
job,
grooming shop.
yes. And a lot of people that still have a calling, that they are really good groomers, really good students.
Yeah.
They give up because they say, "Oh,
Well, what
my
you
dogs
see-
don't look like that."
Yeah,
So,
if I see sometimes, and you will have the same. If you see your performance like the star in the start, you were very proud of your
Yeah,
performance.
then,
But if
but
I
now-
see now, I think, oh my God, what did I do? But that's also the funny part because
Yeah.
you see it
we see how we
upgraded.
evolve.
You have better work, and you see the difference. But everybody has to start. So
Yeah. And another piece of advice that I give to the young students is never skip steps in your learning.
yeah,
So take it from the base and just start brushing, drying perfectly.
Yeah.
When one step is finished and you have everything together, then move to the next one.
Yeah.
Because I can give an example. For me, I'm passionate about poodles, and my go-to person in the poodle world, because I saw it on Facebook, was Anna Bardisheva. So I wanted to learn from her. So I went to the same poodle seminar in 4 places in Europe, seminar and workshop. So in the first seminar, I understand some things, but the other were fuzzy. In the second time I went to the seminar, something just was that I understand the base, then I can understand more about the haircut. On third time, even more. But I always went to the seminars with the workshop, because you watch a seminar and you said, oh, it's easy, because the person that is teaching a seminar does those things over and over again. It's like a second nature for them.
Yeah.
So it looks very easy. Like people, my clients come when I see me grooming a dog in the salon, oh, but your job is so easy. And I told them, oh, you do it. And they, oh, we can't. But when you do it, it looks easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's hours and hours and hours
Yeah,
and hours
training.
of training. So never skip a
No.
step.
Never stop. So, as we know you, as I know you, you're a very competitive groomer, and you're also doing grooming competitions all over the world. You're flying to Mexico in February. You're going to the UK. Paula is everywhere. But it's a big step the moment you decide you want to be a competitor. So, why did you want to be a competitor? Why did you want to compete?
So for me it was strange because I before competing in my first grooming competition here in Belgium, I never saw in real life grooming competition. I only saw pictures on Facebook, and I told my husband, you know, I will register to a grooming competition. So in February I registered myself online to Golden Groomer in Liège, and in July I flew to Belgium and I just competed in the beginner class with my poodle.
Well, it takes
And
some,
now
it takes some
when
guts
I
to compete.
yeah, it was. I was shaking and everything. I bring my daughter with me, my sister-in-law, and a friend. We were like just a group of
Crazy
four girls,
people.
yeah, with a hairy poodle. So yeah, it was. And now, as you said, I'm looking at the picture what I did then, and my start was great because I was placed in the second place. Oh my god, I cry a lot. It was like a shock for me. And now I'm looking what I did then and how I groom now, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah, you see the
how,
difference.
yeah, it's mind blowing. But it's for me grooming competition is like, oh, I always challenge myself. I never care about placement. I want to be there among those amazing groomers. Now I remember that I was then in beginner class, my first grooming competition, and there were people in champion class, in poodle class. And I saw they work after, and I was amazed. But some of those people were also this year in the invitational tournament, champion invitational tournament, competing alongside me. I was there after 10 years with them. So for me, just being there is like...
Did it involve your daily work? Did it upgrade your daily work just by competing? Because you challenged yourself, but did it influence actually your
it did,
daily work?
because now every dog that I groom is like I groom it for grooming competition.
Yeah.
Because now I imagine, oh, if a judge comes and lift the hair and it's not symmetrical, so I teach myself. I have my own discipline when I groom a dog, so I know exactly how much minutes it takes me to groom one leg into the second leg and so on and so forth, how much it takes me to do the body and all that stuff. So I know exactly how much time do I have to groom a dog.
Yeah. So you upgraded actually your daily work.
Yeah, and the finishing.
Your mindset actually.
It's different. It's really different. And I always said to the groomers, okay, go to the grooming competition to young groomers. You will compete. The grooming competition takes 2 days. So you maybe compete in only one day, maybe in the morning, in the afternoon. And then please stay there and watch the other competitors, because they are like free seminars.
Yeah.
So you always learn from, you will see your idols there, your people that you admire. So you just catch, if you learn from a grooming competition just 1 or 2 technique that you will apply later in your work, you are... like you're winning the second
who was the person you admired along the way? Because everybody has their mentor. It's like, you're a fan of a singer, but who was your person? Because sometimes it changed, you admired.
For me, it was Anna Bardisheva. I travel everywhere following her around Europe. When she asked me to groom one of my dogs in Romania, in
Yeah.
solo clipper class, and she won.
Yeah.
And with a puppy clip.
Oh, that was your dog.
That's my dog.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So she was
I
actually
yes.
the groomer you admired.
Yeah, I even went to Moscow back then to take 10-day classes with her. And when she asked me after that to go to Eurasia to help her prepare the poodles for the dog show, I was like, okay, I'll fly to Moscow just to help it.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Good.
It's
Yeah, everybody
Weird.
has to have their
yeah,
own.
and we don't care. And this year also, so I competed in the World Grooming Championship in poodle class, and I couldn't bring my own dog, so I rented a dog. But
Yeah.
2 months before, I just flew to Belgium just to see the dog to put online, and then flew back home. So this is what groomers do. When you have passion, it doesn't matter.
No,
You do it
it's true.
gladly. Yeah.
You have accomplished a lot as a person, as Paula, as a dog groomer. Where do you see yourself in, let's say, the next 5 years? What you still want to, what's your dreams, what you want to achieve? Where is Paula in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, I will still be competing, so you will still see me everywhere. Because that's one of my passion is just to travel, but I will still invest in teaching. So I will still take students because I love to teach.
Mm-hmm.
The one-on-one classes, because for me one-on-one classes are the best thing to do.
So you give
Because,
private lessons,
private
actually.
lessons actually, because it's better, the feedback, it's nice just to see that person, its growth in. So I give everything to my students. So maybe some people say, oh, you are so stupid, who cares, take their money. No, I said no, because when they leave my place, it's like I want to be proud of them, and I want them to be proud of their work.
Yeah.
So I see myself teaching and giving seminars, and also doing dog training, and because
And where
that's
do you
my
see
other
yourself in
passion.
your daily work as a dog groomer? Do you want to, with your customers? Because sometimes people say, okay, I do a customer stop, I'm fully booked, because I know you're also fully booked for a very long time. So where do you see yourself as a daily groomer?
As a daily groomer, I see myself just right now taking pleasure with my groomings, with my clients, because I reached that level in which I just enjoy. I simply enjoy going to work. It relaxes me. Of course, I work a lot, but I don't feel I'm not drained mentally. So that's the most important thing
What
for
keeps
me.
you excited after all these years? Because sometimes, if you build a business, we talked about it before, you have a lot of customers, you have a lot of pressure. So what keeps you excited after all those years?
My business is like my second home. It's the place I go to relax, actually. And because I have the same clients, regular clients come every 4 weeks. I love to create new haircuts on them. For me, it makes me happy when I see my client, when pick up the dog, they are happy and we can chit chat, and I take my own time with each client. So it's like a meeting with friends every day. So this keeps me going.
Yeah.
So and always bringing new products into the salon. So making my clients be proud of me, and they are okay. We're coming. What do you have new? Now the dog smells better. This haircut is much better on the dog. I'm excited to groom dogs with problems, with mental problems. Yeah, because majority, like 90% of the dogs that I do are dogs that are banned from other grooming salons. So I like to work with dogs with problems, and I like to see the way they evolve, the way they bond with me. I take the time with them. I just cry like last month because I have a dog that first time that she came in, I was the last resort before they will get anesthesia to groom her, and she couldn't be touched almost at all. And now she's giving me kisses during the bath, and she leaned to me. It's a Bichon Frise. Now she's cut short like a pet, but with a little round face, and always went home with the bow. So, and I also see now that she's willing to cooperate with me on grooming. The owner told me that the relationship at home changed. So she's much more willing to be petted, and she's
But I think this is also your second passion, or your second love, is actually dog behavior, because you studied also a lot.
And I still study.
And you still study.
I'm in a course right now, so yeah, for relationship course. Yeah, I have a Zoom classes every Wednesday in the United States with Suzanne Cloutier. So yeah, I invest a lot in that part of myself to understand the dog and their behavior. So that's a learning process also.
Yeah. So what's actually about a tip about dog behavior, because I also teach and I see that, and what's actually normal is that students are insecure and they're doubting and they are not afraid, but they are in panic when a dog shows not very lovely, friendly behavior. After a while, you can be more secure, and you start reading a dog and his behavior. So what's a tip or what's the experience you have to share with new people in the industry, not about dog grooming, but actually about dog behavior on the grooming table? So what's your experience and what would you advise?
So first of all, what I see that people are doing wrong, young groomers doing wrong, we get in this business because we love dogs. Mm-hmm. They are cute, they are nice, but the first interaction with the dog, it's wrong most of the time.
Yeah.
Because, okay, we love them, we like them, they look really cute, but you never greet the dog like, because that everything's go. Because dogs must learn when they come in the grooming salon is that we first do our job and then we play.
Yeah.
So, and
it's not a toy.
It's not a toy. Yeah. No, but you have the dog groomer. You have to be really sure on what you are doing. So never try new technique on a dog that you don't know, that you are not sure about. So everything that you are doing on a dog, you must know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
So the training is more so, because if you are really good trained on your grooming technique, then you are secure on yourself, and the dog can feel that. So, but if you are insecure, you put the dog on. Now what do I do next? What do I do next? And you're nervous. That things, it's going into the dog. So the loop, it's.
Yeah, but what's actually normal when you are a student, you feel insecure, you're not sure about grooming techniques, so you cannot read in the beginning a dog's behavior. So I also teach them not to be all over the place, be very quiet, very resistant, very consequent. But it's normal in the beginning that you cannot read a dog.
Yeah, but until you are sure of yourself, and if you're not working with the dogs before you're starting the grooming career, then you go just like for a year or two, work with an experienced groomer and start like everything from the down up, because it's not a shame to be a bather.
No.
It's actually amazing, because when you bath the dog, then you can feel the dog,
Yeah.
you can bond with
Yeah.
that dog.
Yeah.
And if you bath your own dog, then when you reach that moment when you actually start grooming him, the dog already knows you, it's sure of you, he knows what to expect from you, so you also know what to expect from the dog. So it's like building a relationship. So that's the biggest advice: build a relationship with the dog. Yeah, and never make sudden move. Always show the dog what you are about to do next. So never work with the dog under pressure, and never take it personally, because if a dog reacts badly, because they are living beings, so if you lift a leg wrong, or maybe the dog has back pain or a ear infection or bad teeth or whatever, he can react. You touch the dog in the place that it hurts, dog reacts, because this is a consequence of him being hurt.
Yeah.
So it has nothing to do with you personally. But I see a lot of people that they are mad with the dog. Oh, the dog is like, now you want to bite me. No, the dog doesn't have anything to do with you. It's just the reaction of what you are doing to him.
Yeah, that's true. It's a good advice.
Yeah, so you have to change that as a dog groomer. So yeah, if he reacts badly on this back legs, maybe it hurts. Maybe you move it incorrectly. So yeah, as a dog groomer, you also need to learn dog anatomy.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's really complex.
Yes, it is.
It's not simple. It's
It's
so that's why
it's
we
a
always
50
learn,
shades
learn.
of grey.
Yeah.
You are an amazing brand ambassador for all our brands. Thank you for that. And we are so happy to have you always with us. And you're an amazing groomer, amazing ambassador. I hope you stay for a very long time with us. Because you become family for sure. But it keeps evolving. Like, we are aware that the products actually changed our industry. What's your experience? Because the moment I started long time ago, there was one shampoo, one conditioner, one brush, and we are very happy with that. Now the industry is full of products, what's okay, but how you experience that in our industry, the growing from a lot of products and a lot of materials. What's your meaning? What do you think of all the products in the industry?
For me, it's actually great, because I always like to play, especially with shampoos and conditioner. I always mix them, see what works and doesn't work in one coat of type of, or another. But for the young groomers, it's mind blowing for them. They give them a setback, because when they go out of the grooming school, they don't know what to buy, who to buy from, and it's good that it's a lot, and it depends from person to person, from people to people, what they prefer about the brush, about the comb, about as me, I'm a hoarder with grooming products.
Yeah,
I have a full drawer of combs. Each comb is specific for a specific task.
yeah,
What is amazing about all these grooming products, it makes our life much more easier. The finishing of the grooming process, it's amazing. It's done really fast, because we have all these helpers, because one finishing comb give you a nice finish. You don't have to struggle with the same comb just to do the matting and combing, and then it depends. And when you show the students the difference between combs and just actually put their own hand in the coat, they are like amazed.
yeah. Well,
So but you have to learn all that. So you have to go to the seminar. You have to be careful what school do you go into. So
yeah, the development of all the products influenced for sure our industry, and yeah, it makes our lives much easier. What was actually your favorite product this year? Let's say we are 2024 right now. What was your pop star products from this year? What you experienced? What did you learn about a new product, or what's your favorite product this year?
My favorite product this year is a conditioner. It's weird. I had always a lot of conditioner. Always all my friends from the grooming industry, they tell me, "What do you do with so much conditioner?" And I said, "Oh, I can't live without it."
So a
Because
conditioner.
it's a conditioner. It's from Showtech. It's not the Trendy Ambassador, but the Blossom and Bloom. It's my favorite of all time. It's good also for my hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's versatile.
Yeah.
And it works for anything. I mean, I work it in double coat breeds, and it helps me demat the dog.
It's your top product.
It's my,
How you see the industry about development and involved with products in the next coming years? Because we see a lot of new products, very good products, very top quality products, and it's a very fast growing also in products. Do you have a feeling about how it will change in the next coming years?
don't know exactly a feeling, but it's good that we have the possibility to choose,
Yes.
because as I always said, I said it before, we are all different, have all different preferences, and for me it's also important even the weight of the brush, if it's lighter or it's heavier, because our bodies are unique. Like the clippers, I can have like 5 clippers, but I prefer one of them because it's lighter, I have really small hand. For the scissor, by example, back in the days I couldn't find a scissor that suited my hands because I have really small hands, so the opening was, it's really hard to find the scissor. Now I can pick whatever I like, because I have the opportunity to find the scissors that it's suited for me. So from this point of view, it's amazing. Okay. And what is more amazing now, the products are developed by groomers, for groomers.
Yeah.
So that's the most important thing, because before, okay, you need brush, that were the factories, but no groomer involved. And now we think on the products, what do we need the products to do for us, how it's good to help us in our work. So
thank you, Paula, for that chat. It was really nice, and I hope you, and I know for sure you will inspire a lot of people. So to round up, I have one last question.
Okay.
Who inspires you today? So you have in the past a lot of people you learn from, but what or who inspires you today to keep going, actually?
So I don't want to be seen as a kiss-asser, because I don't do that.
No, you're not.
But you're my inspiration.
I'm your inspiration.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's because it sounds strange,
Yeah, it is.
You're here, but I see how much passion you put in everything to be good, to be for the groomers, for us to grow. So you give up everything just to put yourself in there. You give all of you. So
yeah, you're right. It's my goal to inspire and to take care of the next generation. Thank you for that.
So thank you.
Thank you.